Senior Report thanks Edmund Besch of Bristol Burgess Insurance Agency, 65 East Main Street, Westfield, for his generous grant to provide news to seniors. Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Funding is provided by a grant from Absolute Care of Westfield, committed to returning the favor to those who spent a lifetime caring for others. Absolute Care is located at 26 Cass Street in Westfield. Dave Cass and Rick Newell provide funding on behalf of the Lakeview Hotel and Restaurant at the docks, located on Water Street near the lake in Mayville. Senior Report with Reed Powers thanks Westfield's Schultz Chevy for a generous grant to inform seniors of important news. Over 50 years of service to Westfield by Chevrolet, Schultz Chevy across from the school. From the Access Channel 5 television studio in Mayville, it's Senior Report with Reed Powers. Senior Report is broadcast live throughout northern Chautauqua County on Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. each week. Call in and share a thought, make a comment, ask a question, or simply wish someone a happy birthday on Chautauqua County's only live call-in senior program. Since 1995, Reed has been bringing viewers hundreds of interesting guests, informing the community on a variety of subjects. Here's the host of the show, Reed Powers.
And good morning. What a beautiful day in Chautauqua County. Just a little bit of some mist coming down to water our gardens and get those vegetables growing. The tomatoes are shooting up now in everybody's garden. It's a time of life rebirth and happiness around here. And what a place to live. This is a paradise. Lots of things going on. I've noticed the Chautauqua County Music Festival is today. Today is June the 2nd. That's Saturday. It's today. It's at Chautauqua Institution, and it's a huge outfit. I mean, it's just a great thing. Kids all playing, and it's a fantastic musical festival. Don't miss it. I wanted to mention the fact I went to dinner at the Lakeview. We took everybody, we all went over there. I want to thank the Lakeview for their kindness and generosity. The Lakeview is a little restaurant at the foot of the hill in Mayville, and they have the best salad bar. I love salad bars. I used to go to Roy Rogers back when they had big salad bars just for the salad bar. They have a giant salad bar there with everything you dreamed of. So I go and just order a salad. I love the salads. Also, I order the fish fry. They have a fish fry that lops over your plate on both sides. It's fantastic, perfectly cooked. So at any rate, thank you, Lakeview, and it was a great time. And anybody else who wants a great fish fry and a salad bar, you know where to go. We have couple other general announcements I want to make here. Lilydale, for instance, has just opened up. It's a pre-opening. They don't open technically till the 29th of June. And they have a big ceremony then there at 1 p.m. they will open. And they have the president, Lynn Wiltsey, will be talking at 2:30 in the auditorium. And they have a medium, of course, Lynn Forget. You can never forget her. She's a medium. And they have the annual Silver Tea, to which everybody is invited at 8:15 in the evening. They're having the Tibetan monks there, believe it or not, from the Drepung Losling Monastery. And they're having an opening ceremony June 30th and at 9 p.m., 9 a.m. at the Fire Hall in Lilydale. What a bunch they have there. They're going to make a sand mandala, which is a great big beautiful sand thing they do with colored sands. And sacred music and dance at 8 p.m. in the auditorium, June 30th. So these are things that are happening over at Lilydale. You may just want to get over there right away. Lecturer and medium Patricia Price will be there June 2-3. June 8th and 10th, Carolyn Bodie will teach Reiki. which is, if you remember, it's an energy thing where you put your hands above the energy and try to shape the waves and work on them. Women's Empowerment Weekend, Shirley Smith and Joan McGillett at the hotel. Had a lot of big things going on at Lilydale, and officially they opened the 29th of June, but as I said, there's some preamp programs going on over there which you might want to drop in on. We have also some local news. Brockton Portland seniors, they're operating under the wonderful, hard-working President Robin Carr. And they're asking Al Valentine to lead the Pledge of Allegiance regularly. And they have all the groups have pledge. They do the national anthem. Sometimes they sing a song. But it's a wonderful, make sure you go to your senior group. So if you know somebody who's a senior who doesn't, get them over there. They had a big article in the senior scene pictures and a write-up by the Observer. The Observer's a good little paper. It does a lot for seniors. They have, on Friday, they have a full senior section. And I borrow from that. They're collecting coupons, which are being given to the Legion Auxiliary. The military can use coupons. We'll talk a little bit more about that with our guests. We have some wonderful guests who are going to talk about the United Senior Council in Chautauqua County. Don't forget, incidentally, make sure you got a flag up. June 14th is Flag Day. Let's see, June 25th, the Legion at Brockton will be having a strawberry social. This is the time all those wonderful strawberries are coming in. And strawberry socials everywhere. You can't beat it. Price is right, too. Next meeting with the Lakeshore seniors will be May 30th. And Hemmick and Charlene Hallmark will do the honors. These are the people that serve the coffee. And the most important part is coffee and cake, I think. It gives a chance for getting together and chatting and getting to know each other. Silver Creek, Mace, they have a great bunch over there. They have their own clubhouse, it's fantastic. And president is Ed Newman, and they meet on Tuesday and have a nice turnout. They're having a strawberry special also, Strawberry Festival, June 26th in Silver Creek. Their next meeting, incidentally, is coming up. May 29th is over, June 5th. They're going to get together with the Sheridan Happy Seniors and meet at noon at the Sheridan VFW, at the Sheridan VFW for Mother and Father Day lunch. They'll get them both out of the way. United Senior Citizens, and that's apparently different from the United Senior Council, which we're going to have on today. They regularly meet at the Beaver Club in Fredonia. President is Charles St. George, who has been around being president and working on clubs and groups for years and years and years. The next meeting coming up, the calling committee will be Lucille Riza. Happy birthday over there to Ann Cohen, Del Wolzens, and Carrie Goronsky. The president introduced Dr. David Vona, who is a podiatrist, and he talked about the importance for foot care, especially for seniors. And we're going to have a podiatrist on shortly here. We'll have a chance to chat about these things and simple care, simple rules. June 11th is the next meeting of the Senior Council, and that will be the senior crowd. Again, I got to make sure we keep this straight. There are two senior councils. One is the United Senior Citizens, and the other one is the United Senior Council. And we got to keep track of them. This one is the the United Senior Citizens. June 11th, next meeting at the Beaver Club. They have quite a gang that comes out, I might add. All right, enough of the news. They're telling me news time is over and I'm boring you to death. Okay, we got a guy who's not going to bore you. He shoots from the hip. John Hamels, he'll be up in just a minute. I have for you a little announcement, and then we'll move right on.
Conversations change lives. Lee knows.
5 months after we were married, my wife almost died from pancreatitis. But I knew exactly what to do because we had conversations about what was important to her. I love my wife deeply, and without those conversations, I may have lost her.
Start your conversation. Visit compassionandsupport.org.
There you go. And here he is, Doc Hamels. You're on, John.
Good morning, Reed. Good morning to our guest way over there. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Well, Reed, I just want to thank you and the crew as well for a fun night the other night down at the Lakeview.
Wasn't that fun?
We had a delicious meal and a good time. And we met at least one of our fans down there.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll say hello to him. I never did catch his name, but and then I ran into someone yesterday at Schultz Chevrolet in Westfield, another viewer and fan, and say hello to them. Boy, they're just popping up everywhere we go. We walked into the Lakeview, and all of a sudden, this individual noticed who we were, and was just reporting to everybody in the restaurant. We were the senior report crew. Okay, enough on that. This morning, I thought I'd chat a little bit on a follow-up to a caller's question last week to Lori Cornell, she's minority leader of the county legislature here in Mayville. And the caller was asking about how they're going to close the $14 million gap, I believe, that they have in the budget. Well, since then, I've done a little research, and this is more of a rhetorical question, and I would love to take your call, because I'm the guy that's the pleasant voice when you call in, but see what people's comments are on this. But here's the deal. If we were $14 million in the hole, as a superintendent of schools, there was two options. You either raise taxes or find another funding source, or you cut your expenses. Well, the way I look at it right now, they've been cutting, and I don't know how much further they can cut. And those cuts, folks, are services to us, whatever it is. It's not replacing equipment, it's not replacing people. And much at the state level, you see a lot of the offices are empty, or our services are being slashed. So I'm not so sure that's where we want to go, as far as necessarily cutting things. Our Assemblyman Andy Goodell did a survey recently, and I was surprised by this, Reed. 81.5% of the folks said they would not support an increase in sales tax. I heard Lori Cornell say she wouldn't support any tax increase, but supported consolidation of services and so forth. Well, here's my read on that. Consolidation of services takes a while, and it's a good thing, but a $14 million gap is something that's staring us in the face right now, and I don't know how you're going to do that quickly. This is like, I think, at emergency level, so I think something needs to be done. If, according to my statistics from a former legislator, you know who you are, I think you're watching, he told me that if we were able to increase our sales tax by only 0.25%, in other words, go from 7.5% to 7.75, I believe it was, we could raise $13 million in revenue. I think this is an equitable situation for the time being, in that it spreads the burden of the increase across everybody, as opposed to property owners that would have to somehow close this gap. I don't know how they're going to do it. And I was hoping to hear from other folks today, maybe even a county legislator that might want to call in. But with the sales tax, we have tourism, that people pay that through the various things that they do here in the county. And this doesn't have to last forever. But anyways, I would just like to know, Reed, how are they going to close the $14 million gap? We have not heard that from any of our guests to date.
You'll hear it first from Senior Report. They're going to raise your local real estate taxes.
That would be a shame.
Very well. We're already the highest taxed county in the world. Did you know that?
No.
The highest taxed county in the United States, anyway, and wherever they have counties.
I did hear that.
Yeah, and it's a criminal at this point. They're going to have to raise the taxes a huge amount, and you're going to have more and more seniors losing their homes. That's what it amounts to.
Right.
And of course, the Congress is not giving the seniors the true COLA, cost of living. They give you this phony figures they've got, they call it core inflation, and they remove things from it when they're going down and going up, the inflation, and they add things to make it look, it's phony figures. You got 0% 2 years in a row, and then this year you got 3%, part of which they took back through medical, and it amounts to, over the years they've done this, we get